for joining me today. So this is a video about my struggles with breastfeeding, building my milk supply, latching of the baby, and how I just almost gave up on breastfeeding. I know there are a lot of moms out there probably feeling the same way, which is why I wore my Stay Positive sweatshirt, because I really want you to stay positive. It does get better. So my journey started off rough right away. In the hospital, I did not have a coach telling me how to breastfeed, at least for 2 days. The coach didn't show up for 2 days. So for 2 days, I was doing it on my own, not knowing that the baby was not latching correctly. When the coach finally got there, my nipples were absolutely, completely raw. Like they were pink, they were hurting, I was in pain, I was crying, I was upset. I didn't know if I was going to be able to feed my baby. I didn't know if this feeling was going to last forever. Am I going to be in pain every single time I go to feed him? So it was just absolutely awful. I actually ended up staying a whole nother day in the hospital just to figure out how to do this thing, because I didn't want to go home and didn't know how to feed my baby. So once I got home, the baby was not quite picking up weight the way he should have been. So they were already like planting seeds in the hospital of, me putting him on formula. I was just absolutely against it. I didn't want him to have anything synthetic. I didn't want him to have any cow's milk. So I was just really determined to get my milk going. Well, after a week or so, my milk supply just was not coming in. I had to succumb and supplements with formula. So this is the way I did it. I went and first bought a organic formula, which I'll actually post the link to it. I think it was Happy Baby organic milk formula. I wanted to find something that was at least organic. What I would do is I would pump first, feed him, what I could actually pump out, which was really anywhere between 1 and 2 ounces in the beginning. And then if he was still hungry, I would supplement with the formula. I did that for about 2 weeks until my milk actually came in. So this is the way that I built my stash and built my supply up. First of all, I pumped every 2 to 3 hours. Even if I had to set my alarm clock in the middle of the night, I got up and I pumped. Ladies, this was awful. I was so tired. I felt like I had given birth to twins. When the baby would go down, the pump would wake up. The pump goes down, the baby would wake up. It was just, like it was really, really hard, but I was very determined to breastfeed my baby, or at least provide him with breast milk. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did, I drank a gallon of water every single day. So this is very important, ladies. You are producing liquid, so you got to replenish liquid. You got to get your milk in. Then I ate oatmeal every single morning. Some people say this works, some people say it doesn't. It worked for me. I would have a bowl of oatmeal, put a lot of fruit in it if you don't like oatmeal, because I hated oatmeal, but I would put lots of strawberries, peaches, apples, cinnamon. I mean, I would doctor that thing up so that it would be nice and yummy. So oatmeal is your friend. Then I invested in lactation cookies and brownies. So here are my top two companies. One is Made. I started off with them. I will post a link below so that you can find their cookies. I love their cookies, but you do have to make them. So they send you the ingredients and then you have to bake them. So having a newborn, I just didn't want any extra task. So I wanted something where I could just pop in my mouth and go. And then I found Milky Mama. Oh my gosh, I love their products. So my favorite was the emergency brownie. That was the one thing that I felt really got my milk going. I could see that it was creamier. I would start to see an ounce or two added to my supply every single day. Ladies, don't worry about the calories right now. I am actually, as we speak, 20 pounds lighter than what I was before I got pregnant. Because when you're breastfeeding, I mean, you just start to lose weight because the baby is taking those calories. So don't worry about the extra calories. Worry about feeding your baby. And that is what I was concerned about the most. So I love those two companies. My go-to is still Milky Mama Emergency Brownies. Once I started my cycle, which was actually a week or so ago, my milk supply did go down, and my baby is 10 months now. So for 10 months, I didn't have a cycle. Ooh. But I did notice my milk supply, it dropped a bit. So I got on my emergency brownies again. I keep a stash in the freezer at all times. So, those are my go-tos. Those are the things that I felt like really helped build my stash. And even when I was feeding him, I would pump on one side, feed him on the other. That way, my breast just kept producing milk, kept producing milk. Other side of my journey, as far as actually breastfeeding, I had issues with that because my baby was just not latching properly. Be patient. Their mouths are small, ladies. So if you have to pump in the beginning and feed them through a bottle, go ahead and do that. So ladies, I had to take a break because this guy woke up. This is Cairo. Cairo, can you say hi? Can you wave hi? Okay. He doesn't want to wave hi. He just woke up. So another issue I was having outside of building my supply was just getting this guy to latch. It was such a hard time. Like I mentioned before, I had to stay in the hospital an extra day because we were having such a hard time getting him to latch. But what you have to remember is your baby's mouth is really small. I mean, they're tiny. And a lot of times our boobies are a lot bigger than their mouths. So keep that in mind. Use a lot of patience. We decided, my fiance and I, to take him to a doctor just to see if there was anything that they could recommend. And the one thing that they recommended or they thought maybe could help was clipping his tongue. They thought he may have had a small little tongue tie. And I just did not feel like a small tongue tie was worth clipping his tongue for. Decided against that. And so we then went to a lactation coach. And ladies, she was awesome. I will go ahead and post her website if you're in the Atlanta area. Her name was Sharon. Oh, you want to get down? And we're back. Her name was Sharon, and she was awesome. One of the first things that she told me to work on was my posture. A lot of times when we're about to breastfeed and this baby is causing pain and we're scared if they're going to start crying, if they're going to actually do it, what do? You tense up. So she told my fiance, go touch her shoulders. Every time you breastfeed, relax your shoulders. Oh my goodness, this made a world of a difference. It just caused things to flow. It made the baby more comfortable. It made me more comfortable. It helped us bond because my body language spoke to him, let him know that I was ready, for him to receive the breast. And boom, he started latching. And here we are 10 months later, and I can't get this guy off the boob. And it's been such an enjoyable experience that I'm so grateful that I was diligent to hang in there. So ladies, don't give up. Stay positive. If you have any questions, any comments, please put them down below. I will make it a point to address them all. This was definitely a journey for me, and it's a journey that continues. So don't give up. It's so worth all the nutrients, all the benefits that your baby can get from your breastfeeding. Join me next time on my episode of what I feed my 10-month-old. He is fully vegan and he eats all organic and he is healthy as a bull. So ladies, please, please, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your other mommies, and I can't wait to see you next time on another episode of Talk to Ty. Thanks so much.